What's going on, YouTube? This is another edition, third video in a row that I'm making here of the Russell Cage Experience. And this is my SmackDown review for August 1st, 2008. And so let's get things started here. Jeff Hardy sitting ringside for our first match of the evening, MVP versus Jimmy Wang Yang. And short match, basically to get MVP, I guess, over a challenge or whatever you want to call it, the MVP. And MVP made some remarks last week about Jeff Hardy's personal life, and they're bringing it on television, which I don't know how I feel about that, considering it, it's not the best. But if Jeff okayed it, then Jeff, I'm supporting you 100%, brother. But Jeff basically gets in the ring, says if MVP ever mentions the house, the fire, or his dog again, he will see what kind of man he is. Exactly like that. So MVP goes to attack Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy turns it into a twist of fate. And this is a side of Jeff Hardy that we've not really seen before, but this is a side of Jeff Hardy that I like, and they can use this in their thing with MVP and Jeff Hardy feud here. So props to that, I guess, after-match segment, if you want to call it that. And I'm liking the new, or semi-new, I guess, whatever you want to call it, Jeff Hardy persona here, the angry Jeff Hardy that you don't talk about his personal life and get away with it. So, kind of interested to see where this MVP Jeff Hardy thing goes now. Next is just a segment with Chavo and Vicky. Vicky asking Chavo if she knows who the special guest on Cutting Edge is, that sort of thing. They see the wedding planner. She walks off, go to commercial, bam. That's nothing big there. Next match, Mr. Kennedy versus Shelton Benjamin. And Mr. Kennedy letting the fans do the Kennedy thing this time. So I kind of wish I was at that show, because I would have belted it out just like I did here on my video, the Mr. Kennedy thing. So this has got to be, by far, hands down, match of the night for me. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Kennedy fan. I'm not saying that because I'm a Shelton Benjamin fan of his wrestling and all that. I'm saying it because this was a great match. This was a great athletic match. And, I mean, I'm looking forward. I'm hoping this is going to be a U.S. title feud here, Mr. Kennedy versus Shelton Benjamin. And, I mean, because it has a lot of potential, and these guys have a lot of wrestling ability in them, and just shown some of it tonight. And actually, I think this was the longest match of the night here. Probably cutting it close with Khali versus Jeff Hardy, but nonetheless, I mean, this was probably, this has got to be hands down my match of the night out of all the matches I've seen. And I know I haven't got through the rest of the matches yet, but I mean, I was sitting mesmerized by this match, honestly. So Mr. Kennedy picks up the victory here with a mic check, and Shelton Benjamin just basically saying he wasn't in his A game tonight, or whatever you want to call it, and that's why he lost the match tonight. So we're seeing something take place here. This is going somewhere. I want to see it. Next match, the Brian Kendrick, got to add the in there because he's a heel now, with Ezekiel. He's calling him Zeke, so announcers are calling him Ezekiel. I don't know. I'm going to call him Zeke because it's easy. Versus Stevie Richards. Basically what they're trying to do here, I think, is get Brian Kendrick, the Brian Kendrick, over as a really big heel with the fans. I think he might have, I guess, debuted the new persona on SmackDown last week. I didn't get a chance to watch last week, so... But Stevie Richards, alright match, but Brian Kendrick with some help from Ezekiel, or Zeke, or whatever you want to call him, After the match, Zeke attacks Stevie Richards with some sort of torture rack thing and then just drops him. So we might be getting ready to see Brian Kendrick, Stevie Richards feud. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Or we could possibly even see if Zeke's going to be kind of in one of those double roles like Bam Neely is with Chavo, wrestles every now and then. We could see a Zeke versus Stevie Richards type deal here soon also. Next match, Great Khali versus Jeff Hardy, and mainly Jeff Hardy trying to beat up Great Khali. He just uses his power for the most part. Jeff Hardy gets in some good offense here and there. He does end up hitting the the Swanton Bomb. So, but MVP kind of helps Khali win because he comes out and distracts Jeff Hardy. So, just add more heat to that feud is what they're doing there. And didn't really have anything for Khali, Jeff Hardy, or Triple H to that because Triple H is father of another baby. Right there, him and Stephanie McMahon. They got a baby. So, congratulations to them, but Triple H wasn't on the show tonight, and that was why. So, I guess they just had to get Khali over as a potential problem for Triple H, which I really don't see that happening. I really don't see Triple H losing the title to Khali at SummerSlam, but, you know, we could see things in the coming weeks that say differently. Next match was Maria's, I guess I don't want to say debut on SmackDown, but her first appearance on SmackDown since she's been traded, and her match against Victoria. Here's my thing. I seen Victoria come out, and I'm like, alright, I think they're going to have Maria lose her first match on SmackDown. I honestly thought that, because Victoria is a great women's wrestler, and, you know, she's just one of those, I guess, women powerhouse wrestlers, if you want to say that. But this was actually a pretty decent match. Maria picks up the victory here against Victoria, and we might see Mick Foley and Jim Ross mentioned on commentary a potential Maria versus Michelle McCool match for the women's title. That would be interesting. And I have seen the belt, and it and the ECW belt they're horrible. They look horrible. I'm sorry, but they do. But anyway, next thing, Edge was backstage with a wedding planner. They kept saying her name, but I kept missing it. So I'm just calling her the wedding planner because that's what she was, I believe. Basically saying when he invited her to come watch the cutting edge, he meant ringside in the audience instead of backstage. He didn't want her backstage and this, that, and the other. And he kept looking around, and I guess afraid Vicky's going to come and talk to him because that would be horrible enough as a punishment. Is Vicky Guerrero talking to you? Anyway, just kidding. Okay. Next match is Big Show versus Domino. Just a squash match here for Big Show picking up the victory over Domino here. And looks like they're setting up Umaga versus Big Show here. And this Battle of the Giants. That's what it is. A Battle of the Giants. Add Khali in the mix. It would be a monster battle. But they basically have a stare down. And, you know, they cut to a backstage segment during the stare down to Chavo, Bam, and Vicky. Basically saying they're going to have to wait, just like everyone else, for this edition of the Cutting Edge. And which brings us to the Cutting Edge with Edge's special guest, Mick Foley. And Mick basically just told him that he's got to find the Edge that would basically go out there and not worry about the love of a woman, not worry about this, that, the other. Basically bring the Edge back from the WrestleMania match that, you know, speared Mick Foley through a table. The Edge that was relentless in his matches, in his TLC matches. And, you know, just this, like, monster Edge. And he's like, you want him back? You got him. And attacks Mick Foley. And basically that's how the show ends. Overall, I enjoy the cutting edge segment here, and I enjoyed the Mr. Kennedy versus Shelton Benjamin segment. So, and MVP, always good to see him wrestle, but would like to see more of it. And I'm kind of wanting to see where this Jeff Hardy MVP thing goes. So, but overall, all right, SmackDown. So post your thoughts and comments below. Check out my other two videos. One of them I need your help on, so definitely check that one out. And I got the response to Johnny Mac's questions, so check that video out. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I will hopefully see you Monday night for my review of WWE Raw. Take it easy, guys.